simply that they need to figure something out in the secondary because it's getting burned repeatedly. And it happened against the Giants. It happened against the Bears. Then it happened against the Packers. It's like people are so open. Like there was a play where two guys obviously ran the wrong route because they were running with each other oddly, and they were both open.
Yes.
Two guys.
Like, no, I think that's. And I said, you're hiring anybody to watch your kids to be.
Seriously.
So what did you take away from it?
I mean, with all the social media buzz with Parsons and everything, and just with the Packers and the Cowboys alone, you take Parsons out of it, we don't win against the Packers. I mean, they're the monkey on our back. And so I was actually encouraged. I hated that it ended in a tie, but as sloppy as the defense was, I'm like, okay, we hung with them. I'm okay with it other than it ending in a tie, but I was actually encouraged, and I'm so not glad that CD wasn't there, but for us to do that without CD, Pickens showed up so huge, and that's what I've been saying. Let's utilize Pickens, and man, he really showed up, and so that was very encouraging for me.
And they also, like you brought up Parsons, I was afraid that he was just going to have a field day and really be the game changer. And I guess in one way he was the game changer. He made one good play, and it saved. So yeah,
he had 3 tackles, and the third one was the charm because Dak was going to the
get fetched, and so it's kind of funny. The premier defensive player that changes, like you said, really only made one play the entire game, but it saved the game for the Packers.
Yeah, and I did. I took that away that. I think we're in a good spot. And I think Shoddy called a great game. He's doing a good job, but he's going to have an awkward conversation because, I mean, when you're giving up 92 points and then you add another 40 to it, we're not the greatest show on turf like Kirk Warner was, where you were going to score more than everybody. We may not be that good every night, but we are good enough to, 24, 40, 14, and 40. And my only fear, and we'll talk about it, we'll do the picks a little bit later. You've got the Jets and the Panthers back to back, both on the road. But those are games that you, on paper, are the supposed to wins, just like the Bears game. You've got to go figure out a way because the Jets have been close. We don't need them to be us the first time. Anyway, again, we'll talk about that. We also got our right move. We'll ask that question a little bit later. But when we come back, we'll open up and he's back. Things like picks, we've got some calls, we can tie some of that in. But I want to move by Phil Hill. I know what is the Brown over Sanders, the right move.
Come at me? Oh my gosh. It's dead. I think it went in the bathroom. Oh. Don't give me the heebie-jeebies. It's like I talked crap about it and it turned on me. Did you? What was it? I literally like a flying. I don't know. Oh my God, my heart. It started going.
Hey, y'all are welcome, Facebook Live. I'm glad we got back live again for that.
I screamed bloody murder. Sorry if I injured anybody's ears. Oh. It's probably under that air conditioner thing. Oh my gosh, I will not be going back. Artist like found so fast. Like a high step. I'm surprised I didn't pull something. High knees out the back.
That was funny.
High,
Thing about high knees.
high knees.
Yes. I can't remember which one, but one of my sons thought high knees were booty kicks.
Yeah.
You know, like.
In his defense, I could
mean,
see
yeah.
that.
Because we're doing practice, and I was like, all right, high knees, like, and he started doing the booty kicks, and I was like, oh, high knees, like, oh, and then I was like, oh, high knees, got it.
Yeah.
All right. Like,
That's funny.
And I have to say booty kicks because I coach second graders, and if I say butt kicks, then everybody thinks that's just way too funny.
Uh-huh.
Watch. Way too funny.
5 to the hour you can do legal ID.
5 to 5. So if you come back from the coach till 9 o'clock.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. If Emerald and I didn't have to leave at 9:30 longer, then, but I'm like, we're leaving at 9:30.
All night. Dance.
What's it 9:30? I don't know.
So, you know, we went to Austin to film a part today with the, so we're gonna leave around 9:30 and Megan flexing, so she'll leave at noon. So I won't see it. I still am like chilly over that. So I'll 4 picks that way as soon as because I've already posted the other one. I'm gonna try to do it sooner in the day. It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon when I'm like, crap, I gotta post. So if I can try to do it during show, that'd be good.
Just had a, just
You are welcome. We are kicking off hour number 2. A little bit like our hot and Josh, Mike Fetch coming in, athletic. Wiley talking his journey to Wiley, and of course Southtown Showdown. So I survived the bug, and
Listeners,
and
if
the
you,
answer to those on Facebook, no, not killed.
oh gosh, I'm like, sorry if you heard me literally screaming bloody murder down the hall. I saw
Clark. I get from here.
I mean, you okay.
What I love is that, like, I think if you just chilled, but as soon as you made it feel like
it came for me. Like it tried to attack me. So anyway, but here we go. So speaking of again, so new Monday night specials for Monday Night Football. So no trivia or Gendo for the time being, just straight football. $2 long neck, so that's your Monday Night Football special. Of course, 2 to 9 karaoke party, Wing Wednesday, which is something I frequent every Wednesday. Just all the fun stuff going on at Mulligan's, 1166 Ben Ritchie Drive. All right, I think Josh is going to enjoy this scenario, where it's a scenario more than, I mean, it is a question, but it is related to baseball. So here we go. Bottom of the 9th, 2 outs. Game 7 of the World Series. Your team is up by 1. Ricky Henderson is on second. Tony Gwynn lines a single into the outfield. You have a choice of any outfielder of any era to try and nab Henderson at home. Who gets the call?
That's a good one. Dave Parker.
Really?
Yes. The Cobra.
Wow.
I think probably got the best outfield arm that there ever was. There was a lot of he would that short list. Man, but that's a good question. Yeah.
Local legend Tyler Hill.
Oh, that's interesting.
I have seen Tyler make some pretty outstanding throws too. Dave Parker. But there's several that it could be. But man, who is it that somebody I saw the other day threw a ball from the outfield at like 100 miles an hour, and that's no pitcher's mound, no rock and fire, just come up throwing, and I can't remember who it was. Dude,
did he get him out?
I don't remember. Just threw it really hard.
Yeah.
Who do you got, Hodge?
A guy that I've got a feeling Bo Jackson might be able to get him.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good one.
Mm-hmm. I had Bo on the old short list myself.
I mean, I'm just thinking, if anybody can throw out somebody that's fast, it's Jackson. I think I'll go with Bo. I mean, Bo knows everything.
Bo does know.
Bo does know, and I think he can throw.
Bo does know. I think he can throw. Is that like a rhyme?
I mean, I'm a flow master.
No reports.
Reports?
What about
Bleacher Report.
I'm probably gonna butcher.
I was trying to actually remember, like some of these guys. It's like I knew that like Ken Griffey's obviously a great outfielder, but I can't remember how good his arm was overall.
All right, I'm about to roll through.
Huh?
Ichiro
Suzuki. That's who I'll go with.
All right, so Bleacher Report's top 10 outfielders: Sheila Steele Jackson, number 10; Trez Speaker, number 9. I have no idea who that is.
Trez Speaker?
Yeah. Vladimir Guerrero, Al Kaline, Willie Mays. Ichiro is at number 5.
Okay.
Bob Musil is at number 4. Jesse Barfield's at number 3. Carl Ferrulo and Roberto Clemente. My answer is Bo Jackson.
Without a Hank Aaron. But I feel like there are so many. But this really was for Joshua. This question.
But the fact that he went
him.
with Dave Parker.
I know. I'm shocked.
That people are wondering, was that guy on the? Was that the?
Like
Bob
what era?
Uecker?
What
Is that
team did
Bob
he play
Barker?
for?
No, he's a Hall of Famer. He just right before he was inducted.
Played for the Athletics, played for the Pirates.
He was most known for the Pirates. He made a play from right field where he threw a guy out in the World Series. That was one of, and that's just what I remember seeing. Another guy that I do remember was a guy by the name of Jesse Barfield.
Yeah, he's number 3.
Yeah, Blue Jays and the Yankees, known for just having a can, also suspected of PED.
That was normal. I bet you did weed at Woodstock.
And then, Dave Wynn was always there. Ichiro is funny to me because he always bothered me.
Because he looked like a 4-foot golfer that could had a cannon.
How so? Just because he didn't look like he should be able to do that?
Well, right, and he played for the Mariners, and that's just all. I don't like. And I have this vivid memory. The first time that I saw Ichiro Suzuki play baseball, for the Mariners, and I happened to be sitting in right by the list, season tickets back in the day. So I said, it was the first time Ichiro came to Arlington. He was like the phenom that like everybody was talking about, and it was quite the deal. And the right field section I was sitting had, I guess, the locale for every Japanese immigrant. Like I'm sitting here with a bunch of like crazy.
Like they're seeing Elvis.
I mean, it was like,
well, I'm so glad I picked him.
We had a good time, but his
PTSD.
he annoyed us. He was a rival, and framed guy, but and I don't know. I didn't know that list like how strong it was. I didn't remember, but I did remember he throws all the time. So yeah, sorry. Yes, very disgruntled. But being the Japanese fans, we got along fine. They were just a little excited.
Yeah, they would. Hey, I understand.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, they got to see Ichiro
Yeah.
in Texas. All right, well there you go. Bo Jackson, Dave Parker, and Ichiro. Sorry, Ricky Henderson, you're out at home. When we come back, we're going to start bringing. We're going to do our picks because again, Missy's got to go. We got to get her picks in, and our guest picker, the Goose, is here. We'll be back right after this.
Hello.
What's up?
How are you?
Oh, we're good. How are you?
I don't know if we met, but my daughter's Collins Collier.
Yeah.
So you had her just a couple of years ago.
Yes, ma'am.
Now she's at the junior high. Yes, but yeah. So I'm just Steve. Yes. Nice
How are
to
you?
meet
She was
you.
in your office now.
She better not have been in her office. She's a pretty good student. I think that is so amazing.
yeah.
I saw it this week. It's clever.
Started right together doing their college days. So one of the things that's called so recognize that, but
Did
yeah.
the teacher was starting this?
No, not even everything. I ordered some stuff on Amazon, got there on Sunday, and then Monday we were weird deal that just kind of just happened. Something different. We're always looking for something different.
Oh, I think y'all nailed it. Let's get a quick pick. Hey, let's do our pick real quick before
We're like straight. I mean, I thought maybe bottom of the barrel, but now you're like straight to the bottom of the barrel, man. Oh, it's perfect. Holly Cooper week.
Whoa. Okay, so everybody up here, we gotta get close, and I'm gonna hit the 5 seconds, and then we're going. Ready? Okay. Got it.
Michael Bacon, other cousin, will give me flack for having back-to-back wild.
Yeah.
I know,
He
today's
may be
Wild Day,
listening
and I
on the
love
way
it.
because he's headed up the tech. Duncan said he's coming up to watch practice today. So.
No, we gotta stop that. Look at the eyes. He caught the ring.
Oh yeah.
I'll show you in a minute what happened. You dirty, like, that was funny. And this is okay because it's just we have to. We'll just do that and then a little bit, everybody in. Go.
I love her counting.
That's hilarious.
I love her
try
pictures too. All right, we got games, we got pigs.
Look what it did. That sounds like we can't post that one. He looks
Into him when we get to talking, he's like, I'm from that movie.
so funny.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
wishing.
Anyway, good dude. It's
Yeah.
kind of funny.
Josh, I'm gonna let you dictate wherever you think is best, but you have the right.
Yeah.
Misty.
Okay, we'll share this.
Sure.
Now, I might have to give like reasons why.
You can.
Okay.
Yeah, we could like a little, we normally do sometimes like a little one-liner or something. You don't have
Well, I
to.
was bantering back with Case, so, on the Houston game, so. And I don't know, is the last time Houston beat Tech in Lubbock, was that when Case was there, or did they beat him after that?
Oh, I don't know. I've done that. We don't have that good of a research team.
We'll have to get back to you on
Probably has
that.
been, though. I would think so.
It's been close.
Mhm.
We may have had a couple of teams after that, but I don't know how many times. I don't know if Tech wanted to play him after that.
No, probably not. Well, you know, Houston in their run up to going back to the Big 12 had some pretty talented like teams.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
We are back to the flashback, sports and everything in between. And we're not going to pick splinters, but we will pick some games, and it's exciting to do that. And before we do, oh, you didn't know? We got celebrities all over town, all over the place, doing great things in the community, great things all over. And today, joining us in studio, Ricky Bacon, taking time out of his day, leading the children and teachers of Wiley East Intermediate. Ricky, appreciate you being here today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So we got some games to pick. Now, again, Josh mentioned this. Congratulations to Phil Hill. Phil Hill was our winner last week, week 5 winner. Congratulations. I don't even remember how I did. I don't think.
Well, I mean, Hodge, you're not representing very well. I will tell you that. But yeah, Phil got 7 correct last night. You can't pick it. I guess you could pick a tie.
Well, I had a 0.5. I'm like, no.
No,
No.
you either win or you don't win.
Give me this 0.5 stuff, Chad. I hope you're listening.
But Hodge, you had 4 last week. So you're kind of hanging in there. I will say this, and then I'll probably say this and then fall off the wagon, but I'm still leading the overall season total, which is to be expected because it's my job to pick these games. So I better be more than anyone. A little bit. Hadn't kept together enough. Beat me. Phil beat me last week. Justice Warner beat me the week.
Only beat us.
And
The way Mickey and I pick is not.
Last year I did so good. And this year
I'm just lucky that I was picking games, so that
He's already said it in the email. I'm gonna probably win 2 weeks in a row.
yeah. So
Winner this year. So I'll tell you, one of the reasons, yes, Southtown Showtown this week, but lose things that Wiley East Intermediate and how it's going there.
Oh, no, that's going well. So, yeah, we kind of came up with the recognize our teachers, and they work so hard day in and day out, kind of completing, and the only thing you get time. And so we kind of came together real fast. We started on Friday morning, and man, by Monday, teachers and give them time. They had no idea that was going to happen, so it's kind of neat to cook the goose on that one. So.
Thing to your family as your son Duncan got a big job this past year. Talk a little bit about, since we got on the staff at Tech.
Yeah, man. Summerhead Ben, so he kind of went on the ride with him as a GA. Kind of got back after March Madness, San Francisco, and was kind of going to go help out Matty B there who got the Stephen F. Austin job. And then so we had, we got one trailer. He didn't have much, so he's still a bachelor. Down there, he kind of got started, hitting it heavy, got going in their camps, and happened to be on a fishing trip with Coach Martin, Grant Martin, baseball coach out there in Creed, Colorado, and had cell phone service. So hey, I think coming, I was like, oh, that's going to work. But no, so it has an opportunity to come back. Coach Matt Caslin's been really great, and great opportunity out of him, and kind of that situation. But yeah, so got back from and loaded him. He actually, I was like, "You're loading yourself on this one. I'll help you unload it." So he came back. Funny story on that. He was backing up in my driveway, and there was 2 cords hanging out of the back, and he had rubbed 2 fan cords that had rubbed the nub all like fans, but it's definitely been worth it. But yeah, looking forward to that. The opportunity he's got there. I think they're going to do some good things. Be a fun team to watch.
Yeah, it'll be good stuff. Dive into our picks. I said not a lot of great games to pick. Some tough ones. And again, kick it off with our high school game of the week. Cooper at Wiley. We talked about a good game. I think the atmosphere, your traffic ability is going to have to really be up at another notch of directing traffic. I mentioned Coach Carrillo, not Coach Carrillo, but Michael Carrillo's kid. Rowan him do a good job coming in 1-0 in district. I've got Wiley winning it at home. I think hopefully that'll be the big difference being at home. Crowd be getting into it. I got Wiley.
The district I live in and goes to school, it's Wiley.
Well, y'all know I don't have any kind of problem picking, opposite of the group and even, opposite of the guest, but it's not going to happen.
Wiley.
Wiley, I respect Coach Rowan's doing a great guy. But yeah. Here. But going to be a great atmosphere to it. Excited for those kids to perform tonight.
All right, now let's head into college. Let's go to Baylor at Kansas State at Baylor. Again, Arizona State's been this team that I know they're not in this. They beat Baylor barely. TCU should have won last week. They beat them. But Baylor, I've got Baylor winning this one. K-State had a big win at home, which is one of those Tech games that bother me because they got to go to Manhattan later. But I've got Baylor at home. Surely beat Kansas State.
Now, Kansas State has been very Jekyll and Hyde. This hopefully for the Bears. They are on the bad side of things. I got Baylor.
I also have Baylor.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the group. Let's go.
All right, we'll keep the bad. It's in the right direction.
Definitely have Hardin Simmons and the Baptist team going. Baptist were playing each other, so I had to put it on the picks.
There you go.
Same, it's Hardin Simmons.
Fergus and I graduated the same year there at Hardin Simmons, so yeah, rooting for hometown Hardin Simmons to take on Yellow Jackets.
All right, they're not on. Alabama last week. Who would have thought Alabama over Georgia was an upset? But it was at Athens. Alabama bounces back. Vanderbilt's coming to Alabama, and they're undefeated, trying to be, can they have the Big Ten except actually go far? And so I think that's going to be an interesting game to watch for the weekend. And the other, for 2 different reasons, Clemson and North Carolina. A lot of people thought this would be a good game because both teams, obviously Clemson should have been undefeated against Bill Belichick. Unfortunately, both of them are struggling. Actually, North Carolina is 2-2, but Clemson trying to find. It's not on the pick 'em, but I thought I'd talk about that as part of our college football talk. So let's keep going. Texas at Florida. This probably not really a first test for Arch. The big test was Ohio State at the beginning. First SEC match at Florida. I just don't. I think it's the best game for him to play against. in the SEC. I don't think Florida's very good. I got
also, but for just the reasons that I thought it was interesting. Kind of failed on a big stage. Then a few of those cupcake games didn't look so cupcake, and so Harry.
I feel the exact same way. So
Yeah, I agree with Joe. Up on that train yet, just as far as performance wise, but maybe they'll get it going together. I know he's got pieces around him. So yeah.
Nobody's had any changes. We've all got the same. Here's one. I don't see this changing either. Texas Tech, now in Houston, I think Houston's not going to care how much money they've raised. They're not going to care about that. They go on their Tech. I don't see Tech losing this.
Yeah, I'm going Texas Tech, obviously, Red Raiders there. Sorry, Case. Yeah, I'm going Case this time, only because Case is playing.
Colorado let one get away last week at home. BYU, again, let one get away. I think TCU may be ticked because the last time Colorado was in Fort Worth is when the prime time stuff started. I don't think it's going to matter. There is no Travis Hunter. I was going to say there's no Shadur, but I don't think that matters either. I think TCU wins that game. I got TCU at home.
Same.
I'm with you, TCU.
same.
All right, we may have to add games just so we're different. All right, Miami and Florida State. Florida State losing last week, tough one for the Seminoles. I think Carson Beck's going to be too much for them. Florida State's going backwards again. I've got Miami winning that one. I think it'll be bigger than what people think.
I'm going to go against you. I'm going Florida State.
We needed somebody to do that. If we had the graphics, it'd be like, oh my gosh, we need the graphic.
So I think we'll stay with Miami.
This one was the only one really that I had a whole lot of consternation in trying to pick. So I'm glad to be opposite of Hodge, because that's usually the right place to be.
Well, I'm glad you concentrated on whatever you just said. All right, next we go into the NFL. Houston versus the Ravens. They've not designated Lamar Jackson yet, but I don't know how well he's going to be. I don't know how mobile he's going to be if he's still got the hamstring. I know that Baltimore's got some for a team that thought they might be a Super Bowl or bust. They may be busting early. I've got the Houston Texans.
Yeah, I've got the Texans also. The Texans defense is very good, especially if Cooper Rush has to come and play. It puts there's a huge difference in the style of football that Baltimore have to play Jackson versus Rush. So they have to redo their whole. What are they doing? If Rush is going to play what they're doing, it's the whole thing, which is Daniels has been out. The Mariota is kind of the similar type of thing, so you don't have to redo your whole thing like Baltimore would have to do. Baltimore's defense, which everyone thought was going to be good, it has been terrible, and they've got a lot of injury problems. So I've got the Texans.
I'm going against y'all again, and I'm picking the Ravens.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to stay with the hometown Texans on this one. Yeah, just too many variables, like I said, with the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. So even though they're at home, I think the Texans are going to come in and take care of business.
I think so too. All right, Bucks, Seahawks, two quarterbacks at one time, very highly drafted quarterbacks, have now been journeymen and have landed back at New York. Bucks had a tough one last week, just big enough to beat the Eagles. They came up short. Be a tough travel across the country, but I've got a little more faith in Baker Mayfield than I do Sam Darnold. I've got the Bucks.
You know, I've been high on the Bucks, and I really like Baker, so I'm going with Bucks.
I'm going to go against on this one. Just I think it's time. Let's go with Seahawks hometown.
And it'll be a tough place to
And
play.
a tough place to play there in Seattle. So, yeah, let's go Seahawks.
Josh?
I've got the Bucks as well.
All right, before we get to the Cowboys game, I want to make this our Phil Hill right move of the week, 325-669-5153. If you're looking for a new house or anything like that, you want to be Phil Hill. He'll make sure you make the right move. 5153. Here's the pick. Did the Browns make the right move by benching? Move by benching. Gave the right move. They have gone. Should they stay with Flacco because they're playing overseas? Move, stay in.
The fact that Shadur is still number 3 on the depth chart, and not up to number 2 or anything like that makes me feel Browns. Their coaches and their organization are seeing. I'm gonna have to say yes, it's the right move because they know more than I do.
What do you think, Becky?
No, I did not like it. Just not moving up on the depth chart. He's kind of reps he's getting in there in practice. So, yeah, I think it's definitely the right move there.
There you go. So they're right. It's the right move. I think what you got. The Jets have been in games, not been but get it done. Still winless. Misty, you're wearing Jets-looking colors, but I don't think that's who you're going to be.
I'm confident this
So you
week.
feel good about what we did last week, moving on?
I mean, we still have issues. The defense, we've already talked about all the secondary stuff, but I'm feeling a little bit better with where we are after the Packers game. So I am going with the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys, just even though it was a tie, kind of their stock raised a little bit for me. Kind of watching some things. Still defense got some question marks there, but yeah, Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, I jump back on that a little bit. The 0-4 Jets are not where I'm going to step off.
No, I agree. Like I said, I think the schedule benefits the Cowboys. Even the next couple of weeks. Appreciate you taking the time. Big day for canvases and all the while with Cooper coming to town, and look forward to seeing the next goose that will be out on the loose.
Let's do it. Thanks for having me.
All right, again, it's Hodge, Misty, and Ricky Bacon. We'll be back. More Hodge Pack right after this.
Yay! Are we going to take it or trash it at the beginning of this next segment?
We can.
I've got
Do you
a
have time?
couple that we can do, and then I'll bounce.
Hey,
That
you
works.
Thanks so much.
Yes, good to see you. Yes, thank you for all you do. Yeah, be careful. Watch that.
Hey, if we find you and your wife, obviously I don't mind driving back.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, we'll definitely go hit it.
You're the principal, right?
Some days.
Is that like your like put on Facebook? I want to make sure. Okay, or at least. Yeah. I got on Facebook. That's great. Talk a little bit about the Goose Initiative. So. Yay! That's so cool. Very good. I'll be tuned in to see who is next.
Yeah,
Next
we're
teacher.
trying.
How do y'all choose? Do you have is it
Staff kind of do it, and
yeah, but I'm
Yeah. But it also,
yeah.
looking forward to the next one.
Yeah.
Everybody's game, so hey,
Oh, yeah.
so.
Wonderful. Well, keep up the good work. Okay.
Welcome back as we keep rolling in hour number 2 at the bottom of the hour. Again, don't forget if you missed any of that, our great stuff with Coach Bacon or Coach Fetchy, be sure you head over to the Hodgeback podcast, download, subscribe, rate, review. All right, we're going to jump in. Hodge, Misty, and Josh will get ready to send you into the weekend. Take it or trash it. Misty, we got some take it or trash it. Again, NFL, college, you name it. A lot of take it or trash it things going on. College football is exciting. The NFL is exciting. Misty, we'll let you start. Take it or trash it.
Okay, I'm going to say take it or trash it. Puka Nacua will be the first receiver to break 2,000 yards in a single season.
I'm going to trash it because I think there's two. They've got a number of weapons with Devontae Adams on that team as well, passing that ball around. I am going to trash it. And I don't know I have a guy who was going to, but I don't think it's going to be quick.
Just because it would be so hard to do. I'm going to trash it. But I mean, he's at 600 yards already.
So I want to pose the question.
But
1964 is the number to beat. I mean, obviously get over 2,000, but Calvin Johnson's at 1964. I think he can do it. I'm going to take my own because I think he can do it.
Another man's trash is another man's treasure.
I'll take the treasure. So yeah, I'm going to take my own. Y'all got any?
Yeah, I'll take it or trash it. I think the Steelers, with all the cluster that's happening in the AFC North, the Steelers are going to win that division.
The Steelers, huh?
We'll say they are looking.
The Ravens are jacked up.
Pretty good.
The Browns are the Browns, and Burrow has a bad toe.
I'm actually going to take that. I'll take that. I hadn't really thought about it, but they are looking pretty good. I have to say, my friend is looking pretty good, so I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's kind of maddening to even think that there really are problems with Baltimore, even with so yeah, I'll take it.
Take it or trash it. This will be Baker Mayfield's best season.
I don't know what. I mean, he had a pretty good
Stat-wise.
year last year. I think one of the things I think that does hurt him is kind of like Evans not being complete. Big game. He's got a tough game tonight or this weekend. I would take that. Baker will have another great year. I think it'll be malpractice what they did with him because he'd be in much better shape. I think I'll take that. That Baker will have a great year.
You're right. Some things, but they really jump around with a lot of quarterbacks over the years that one so very well. He is among the conversation of game changer ability quarterbacks in the NFL right now. And you're right, being he's his two.
Well, the rookie,
yeah,
that rookie out of Ohio State, he's been really good. A couple other take it or trash, and we'll probably move into the college football Tyler Cagle college football report in a moment. But I think this weekend's Chargers-Commanders game is huge. I know, again, didn't make the picks because we only can get 10 in. But I think this is a big one. The Chargers somehow lose to Jackson Dart and the Giants last week. Now they have the other, the Commanders. And I think this is a big game for the Chargers because of what the Chiefs did last week. Getting Xavier Worthy back, they absolutely destroyed the Ravens basically. And the AFC West, even though it's kind of like a weird statement to say you better watch out because the Chiefs are coming. They're moving up the ladder. I think this is a big game. It's not obviously a win for the Chargers. I think it's a statement game that they need to take care of the Commanders.
I agree with that 100% because, as you mentioned, the Chiefs suddenly looked like the Chiefs, and they did get some of their weapons back, and I think I might have discounted that loss as far as that speed to take, to lengthen that defense on the other side, and Patrick Mahomes used that very well last week. So if the Chiefs are going to turn back into that team, the Chargers have to win to stay in that conversation.
How much do you buy into the 4-0 of the Eagles?
Well,
to me, there's two left. I know they're both 4-0. Bills are 4-0. Eagles are 4-0. And the Bills 4-0 just seems a little more impressive as opposed to the Eagles is. And that's what you're supposed to do, is survive and move on.
Well, right. I mean, they are a good team and they're 4-0. What they've done, a squeak by the Cowboys that really could have gone either way, a truly lucky win versus the Rams, and then another squeak with the Buccaneers. So they're 4-0, but they're just a hair of a ball bounce away from being 1-3. So I do agree that do what you have to do to win the game and you move on. So that's all that matters in the end. But they do not look as impressive overall as the Bills, who are so. But that is just the way that sports goes, though, right, Hodge? I mean, like you are what your record says you are at the end of the day.
And you just try to continue to move in the right direction. And so I want to dive into our Tyler Cagle Law Firm report, college football report, and Tyler Cagle Law. Check it out. Tyler Cagle Law. Last week, Josh, had some interesting games. Brandon State upsets Georgia at home. Ole Miss beats LSU, and then Coach Franklin isn't able to get another big win. What did we learn, or did we learn anything from last week, or because it's a 12-team playoff, it was just another week?
Well, both. First of all, there's always one of these weeks early in the season that when you're still in September and you have one of those weeks just like I don't know which game to turn on TV. There's so much going on, so many good football games. It was just a very, very, very good week to be a football fan. I think Alabama is the best one-loss team in the country, and I don't know that's take it or trash it, but
it very well could be. I mean, your debate would be between them and Penn State. And the reason I don't put Texas in that is because I don't think Texas, until Arch in a game against somebody that's not Penn State, until he does anything, I'm not putting him in that best one-loss team. Your battle would be between Penn State and Alabama. I would trash it. I need Alabama to do something else. Honestly, who would have thought that the Vanderbilt win would be big? Because even though that Penn State lost that game to Oregon in the fashion that they did, I might still put Penn State as that.
And I think that is the argument. I think it is those two. And you're nail on the head with Texas. There's still a lot of hype there. There's still a lot of they're still ranked highly and all of those things. But I do think that Archman will. They didn't throttle altogether with but still, it's Sam Houston State.
I agree. And then you start looking at the undefeated teams, and the one, unfortunately, that we don't know enough yet, and I don't know when we will, is Texas Tech. Because they go to Houston, and then they get Kansas at home, And if you look at their schedule, it's at Houston, Kansas at home, tough to Arizona State, and just because you don't know what is at K-State, because the fortunate is they get BYU at home. And so up until all that, there's really not any games that I'm like, okay, win Tech can lose. You have to prove who they really are.
Tech, as far as the national recognition is concerned, they don't really have a game on their schedule that is going to make everybody be like, oh wow, like this is a top 10 team, but like Arizona State at home, what Arizona State did against Baylor, against TCU, two teams that I felt like were better than Arizona State, but Arizona State won both of those games. That's going to be a tough one, but at the same time, does Arizona State have the clout that if Tech goes to Arizona, beats them, what's the national reaction to that?
Well, exactly, and I think the thing that the only benefit is if that's their lone losses, they play each other in the Big 12. Now my question is, if Tech would have beat Arizona State, do they both get in?
Well, I guess the problem is that Arizona State has already lost a game.
In Big 12?
No, not in the Big 12, but as far as like the national rankings
scenario,
because they did lose to Mississippi State.
Which that loss is starting to become a little more quality.
Right. So and the other, and you mentioned BYU is at home, but BYU is also undefeated currently and ranked in the top 25. So that if both of those teams maintain under that game, then that's one that would have by then. They're probably both in the top 15 of quality win. So for the national for Texas Tech to really move up and expect a true contender, I guess, they have to hope that some of the people they play don't lose to other people.
Right.
Just like because they don't have the ability to really truly have a statement game. They just have to keep moving in that direction. So it's hard, and we've talked about this, and I say it so much that you're probably tired of hearing it, but the rankings just set up the rankings.
Right.
Like it's just, where were you ranked at the beginning of the year? Where was your opponent ranked? What who beat who? It all falls out as it goes along, and you find out that there were some very much pretenders that were ranked high. Clemson. There were some teams that didn't go in ranked that probably have, but because they're ranked initially, it takes a while for them to so all the Big 12 definitely a uphill battle to even prove that they could even have two teams make the playoffs, and I don't think that they're going to have two teams.
They're going to have to be one loss undefeated in the Big 12 and still have a chance. Again, Tyler Cagle Law Firm, again, College Football Report. If you need a criminal law lawyer on your side, give Tyler a call, 325-232-8075. When we come back, Josh and I will get you ready for the divisional series, baseball playoffs, and again, maybe a little bit more on Bochy being gone and who should be the next Rangers manager.
Glute tightness is causing my pain in my low back and all down my leg.
The age is getting you.
Too bad the massage table was back there. I had to try to work it out.
That went away.
Really so good, she got her license.
There's a lot of issues with that sign. It was a good time.
Misspelled word.
Let's go MLB. Y'all baseball this weekend?
No. Gotta go to my brother-in-law's wedding.
Where's it at? At the ranch.
Baseball playoffs, college school football, you name it, it is going on. High school volleyball, tennis, cross country. Busy time of the year, fall is happening, and that means Fall Classic, Mr. October, it may roll into Mr. November. Major League Baseball playoffs underway, and now moving on to the divisional series. Again, last night, the New York Yankees winning the best of three over the Boston Red Sox, 4-0. And probably helping Aaron Boone. Again, we mentioned earlier in a part of our Lawrence Hall headline report, Bruce Bochy no longer the manager of the Texas Rangers. They are in search and making a decision. A lot of eyes and a lot of fingers pointing to somebody already in the building.
Yeah, Skip Schumacher, who the Rangers hired as an assistant, advisor. I mean, I think the inside track and probably the type of guy that old, which is very. I find that to be very young. Young energy
And cheaper than a veteran guy.
The Rangers do need to kind of work on some young player development. Kind of like up the energy a bit. That seems to be kind of where they lacked this year. Schumacher had success with the Marlins, which was a very, very young team when they made it to the playoffs a couple of years ago. And so I do think he's kind of the inside guy. Unlike coaches, baseball managers are harder to out. A big difference in football. In baseball, it truly is, how do they respond to what you've asked them to do? Then, bullpen management and in-game substitutions do matter, but, that it's harder to make those judgment calls, I guess, from just watching. So as far as a Rangers fan, who they get to be the manager, I don't have such like real strong feelings on it. There would be people that would be boring or disappointing, if we brought in some retread from, somewhere else, But
like the Braves, they've popped up that they're interested, or Ross that played there was the manager of the Cubs is in the Braves job. You're unemployed. Yeah. Anyway, so other Ranger at LA, Michael Young's name has popped up as a possible candidate for that. Thoughts on him?
Oh, I think he'd be a great manager as far as like just the overall, knowledge of the game in that situation. But like I was talking about, how he would manage the egos in the room, the personalities, and get them to play for him. That's always just the thing that you don't know, especially with somebody that hasn't really done it before. But I do think that Michael Young is somebody that has the type of I guess reputation as far as like how he is and things, as far as the respect that people have had for him in the game, that would get an option to manage at some point if that's what he wants to do. It's hard to know. If I was in my well, I'm in my 40s, like me right now, had played baseball, made that type of money, where I don't know that I want to go into coaching. Just like now it's obviously there's different levels of that. If you were a career backup that you probably made good money but never had a multi-million-dollar contract, then maybe you do need to keep earning some money to be where you need to be. But somebody that had those 20-30 million dollar contracts, do you really need to work? Is it worth the stress, the time away from family to go manage a baseball team? That's where someone like, I saw Michael Young was mentioned in that, and Albert Pujols was mentioned as a possibility for that job. Like if I'm either one of those guys, do I really want to go work for a bad baseball team when I don't need the money? I mean, but if you have that desire to prove that will do that, I guess that's the way that you would take that job, I guess.
Yeah, that again. So the divisional series are set. Pretty interesting. You've got Toronto and New York, divisional foes. You got the Tigers and the Mariners, Cubs, Brewers, Phillies. Again, if you look at franchise-wise, all those except the Mariners, maybe I need to check on the Brewers, have won World Series.
The Brewers have not.
So the Brewers,
they played in. I don't think they won one.
The Brewers and the Mariners trying to find possibly the Mariners. Tigers have won 184, but it will be an interesting series, and it's already been announced.
He obviously has that. I'm always concerned if I was a Dodgers fan or Dodgers, like in their organization, would be concerned with the balance of, do you risk him injuring himself somehow pitching that takes him away from hitting?
Well, and that's my thing. To me, and maybe they feel like they're in that need. It's like if you're in a football team, high school team, or college, do I really need you to play both ways? Because to me, it's a little different than, hey, Hunter, hey, play 150 snaps in a game, but now you're going to do the same thing kind of to Shohei. I don't know if it's worth it. We got about 4 minutes of these series. Which of them most intrigue you? To me, the Mariners were, or are they going to fall back to, again, I know they won 115 games and then lost, but can the Mariners actually be the team that wins this thing? Because I think it's wide open.
I think it's very much wide open. That is the big thing, I guess, with the Mariners. They don't have making playoff runs. All year I joked about the fact that they always fall off at the end of the year, and obviously I was wrong this year. They did, not only win the division, but they had a record enough to get a bye in the first round. The bye teams historically with this new format have not done well. So that's one knock against them. The monkey is on their back, even though these people, some of them weren't even born when Griffey and Bruner and those guys collapsed with after having the best record in the history of baseball. There's still a monkey on the back of the franchise that I do think is kind of. Tigers fell apart at the end of the year, into the barely squeaking in, literally on the last day.
Could they be the Rangers?
Texas Rangers 2023 season for them, and do they come back and have a series there? I am most interested as far as the division rounds with the Phillies and Dodgers. Just that it happened that two high-profile powerhouse salaried teams are meeting, and not in a National League championship. So that there's a lot of interest. The Yankees were the first team, and you got to remember that the Eastern wild card was just one game. The Wild who lost the first game of still won. Like I said, used to it was one and done, but since they even extended it to a 3-game series, the winner of the first game has won the series every time until the Yankees beat the Red Sox last night.
On an outstanding performance on the hill.
Yes, but a rookie, it was legendary. Toronto, similar to kind of how they got a little flat at the end of the year. So they got the bye. Do they bounce back and go against the division foe? So that one, there's a lot of intrigue there. And then we got division rivals, Cubs and Milwaukee. So they know each other. The Cubs manager, intrigue as that goes. It's something that I will pay attention to. Milwaukee has been to one World Series in 1982. They lost, so that is the pinnacle of their career or their franchise. So, and big series for them, with the division rival.
Yeah. So again, a lot of baseball this weekend. Check it out. A lot of college football again. High school football tonight, all across. Again, you so they're still rocking and rolling as well. Hey, don't forget to download, subscribe, our interview or any part of the show, or Coach Fetchy or our Goose on the Loose picker. Rick, check it out again. Games tonight. Get to JB, Greg Austin. Great weekend of music as well. In between next Friday, right? The country.